Attacks on Palestinian healthcare. Do you need some numbers? I'll give you some numbers. And I'm sick and tired of every interview I give, if it is CNN or BBC or Al Jazeera or anyone. They start, and even today we had a bunch of interviews. The nice journalists, they say, Dr. Mas, you have been working in Shifa. Is it a military command and leader center? Is there a military command center under Shifa for Hamas? I've been working in Shifa for 16 years and during all these attacks. I've never seen a soldier. I've never seen a high-ranking political leader from the resistance. I've seen the Minister of Health, and he should be there. But this is ridiculous because the point is that Israel doesn't need an excuse to bomb Shifa because that's their modus operandi. That's what they do every time there is an attack. Look at this. Look at this. No, wrong way again. Here, you're going to see some very updated UN numbers. You probably can see it, but it's from yesterday's Health Cluster Report, which is the report that comes from the health cluster in the United Nations. To your left here is the map of Gaza, and all the black dots are hospitals that are not functioning. All the orange dots or yellow dots are hospitals that are partially functioning. Okay? And let me see. So if you look at that map, yes, now it's right. And if you look at the number of hospitals over the last 4 weeks, we start over here on the 8th of October. The yellow bars are hospitals that are functioning, and the gray bars are hospitals that are out of function because of the attacks. What do we see? We see a systematic line. Day by day, they are attacking more and more hospitals. It's not about Shifa. It's about attacking the complete social fabric of Palestine, of Gaza, to erase any sign of human civilized society and to erase the presence of Palestinian life, not only killing, but also bringing down the social fabric of Gaza. And this graph has been known to the media for 4 weeks, and still they keep talking about Shifa Hamas, Shifa Hamas, Shifa Hamas. What's wrong with them? Can't they read? Don't they see that this is a pattern? Don't they see that this is deliberate? And if you want these numbers, I'm very happy to give them to you, and you can find it. We'll find a website so you can get all these numbers. This is from yesterday. And if you look at the numbers of attacks on healthcare, oh, but Israelis, they don't attack healthcare. It's only some mismanaged rocket. No, they've been attacking healthcare systematically over the last 40 years. I was in Beirut in 1982 during the siege and bombardment of Beirut, which ended with the Sabra and Shatila massacre. It was horrible. It was my first experience as a very young anesthesiologist, very naive, very much thinking about, I can go there and be a doctor and I can help with solidarity and we will win the struggle in Beirut. No, we didn't. In fact, we barely saved our lives. But I learned one thing, and that is that the Israeli war machine, they take no precautions. They were bombing schools, hospitals, ambulances, and they did this tactique of first bombing, and then the good people came to try to rescue those in the rubble. They came back and bombed them also. Oh yeah, oh yeah. They bombed bakeries, they bombed water pipelines, sewage systems. I got hepatitis, shigellosis, and giardiasis because we didn't have water. That was in 1982, and there were absolutely no accountability for those crimes, nothing. And it ended with the butcher of Beirut, Ariel Sharon, who had the responsibility for the Sabra and Shatila massacre. These are the numbers of Israeli attacks on healthcare system and resources the last few weeks. Starts down here to the left, here. Those are the first days. And can you see Is it exactly the same pattern? Yes. So through these 4 weeks, they have actually attacked 152 healthcare structures in Gaza, and they have attacked 158 healthcare structures in the West Bank. Why don't the media write about this? These are UN numbers. It's not something I invented. And they killed, in Gaza so far, they have killed 198 health workers, 31 doctors, 68 nurses, 20 paramedics, 26 pharmacists, and 14 lab staff. Does anybody talk about that? Does CNN and BBC talk about that? Well, they start to talk a little bit about it. But the pattern, my point is the pattern. Look at this. They start here and they increase the attack every day. 8th of October, 15th of October, 22nd of October, 5th of November, 12th of November. Every day there are more attacks, both in the West Bank and in Gaza. A steady tactique of undermining every security network that the Palestinian people have in the West Bank and in Gaza. Because what is their goal? Their goal is, I think, to pressure, to scare, and to intimidate and to destroy so much that they can push the Palestinian people in Gaza into the Sinai Desert, and they can push the Palestinian people in the West Bank into Jordan. It will never happen, because they will resist and we will resist. I'm soon finished. I know you're tired. Do you need some cases? I'll give you a few cases, just 2. When you have nothing, you must find something. I have a very good friend, Dr. K. I will not name his full name because of security reasons. He works in one of the hospitals in the south of Gaza. You know, the Israelis said, would you please leave your homes because we're going to bomb them? And would you please leave, not please, I'm being ironic. You have to go to the south because that's safe. How many of the killed the last 2 weeks have been killed in the north and in the south? Between 40 and 47% of the killed have been killed in the south. It's a full lie. It's not safe at all. And they're shooting. Dr. Khalil, Dr. K, he tells me, and he works in the south, told me yesterday, we are getting more and more cases with gunshot to the legs. And I said, Ish, why? And he says, because all these refugees who are walking the main road along the shore down to the south, when the Israeli soldiers see them, they shoot at their legs. Can you imagine? Completely unarmed people they have forced them to go to the south, and when they do it, they shoot them in the legs. This girl had a very severe burn. She was taken to his hospital. They didn't have the needed equipment to do the proper treatment. They don't have local anesthetic. They don't have disinfectants. 100% of the wounds, he says, are infected. But they find a way. She has pain, but they find a way. They don't have electricity. Normally, you would put up some fans to cool down the wounds, the burns, okay? And they would put on some nice gel, to cool down the burns. She will need lots of transplantations. Here is their solution. It's the human fan. Her mother using a piece of cardboard to fan her daughter so that she can ease her pain a little bit. And Dr. K, who filmed, he comes by and he says, you're clever, and they laugh a little bit, and this is the sumut. This is the practical resistance. And I'm showing you one film you might have seen from outside Shifa Hospital. Which date is it today? It's the 15th? Yeah, so this is from yesterday, I believe. They said, the Israelis said, oh, come out with the white flag and your hands in the air. People do that and they shoot them. This is from outside Shifa yesterday. He's carrying his dead brother, I believe. killed. This is just outside Shifa. And there are lying, killed people all around. Killed people, killed people. And he hears the explosions. You can see the tons of rubble, and you see the evacuees walking there with their, whatever they have. You see the civilian cars being shot to pieces, white flags, and what awaits them in the south is more death and more suffering.